I know there's been a lot of discussion on why Georgia Tech was able to beat Florida State this past Saturday. And one of the areas that I want to highlight is how both teams defended against the counter run play. So for this video, I'm going to show you how Florida State defended against the counter and how Georgia Tech defended against the counter. And I'm confident that you'll see that Florida State's inability to stop this run is one of the reasons that the Yellow Jackets were able to pull off this upset. So to start us off, we're going to take a look at this play from Georgia Tech's first drive of the game. And we're going to alternate between Georgia Tech's offense and Florida State's offense because I want to show you as I'm going along the difference on how the teams played against the counter, because a lot of it also comes down to technique as to why the Seminoles really struggle to stop counter. What we have here, we're in the pistol formation, Georgia Tech's in the pistol formation, and it's going to be a motion coming across to act as the eye candy. Ball snap before the receiver's all the way across the formation. But it's going to be a guard tight end, guard H-back counter to the left. And based on the look that that Florida State is giving here to Georgia Tech, the blocking scheme is as follows. So the left tackle and left guard, they're going to down block here on this defensive tackle and work to Graham Jr., linebacker right here. Because the right guard is the one who's going to be pulling, Rutledge is the one that's going to be pulling on the counter. Center's going to work back to the gap to his right to prevent the defensive tackle from just coming free through the line and making the tackle on Haynes. The right tackle, he's going to step down, help seal, make sure that that defensive tackle isn't able to get through, that the center can get him. And then he's going to fan out and make sure that no one's able to chase tight and blow up the play from behind, push the chasing defensive end if needs be, or make sure that nobody is really quickly shooting the gap as well so that they can't blow up the play. Rutledge, who is our right guard, he is going to pull and he's going to come down the line and he is going to take a look at Jones right here. Jones Jr., Marvin Jones Jr., who is the defensive end for the Seminoles. Based on what Jones is doing, that's going to tell us what kind of block that Rutledge is going to try and do. If Jones comes upfield, well, then Rutledge is going to do a kick-out block. If he does a kick-out block, that tells Haas, who is the tight end, who's the second blocker, that if he sees the butt of Rutledge, he's then going to turn up and work to Lundy to block him. That also tells Haynes, the running back, as he's coming across to follow Haas, hey, I've got to follow up into the hole as well. If instead of all that, what we have is Jones squeezes down just like this, well, then that's going to tell Rutledge to go ahead and he's going to seal on Jones. He's going to seal off the edge. And that's going to tell Haas to work around and then work up to Lundy. Now, one of the things you might hear as well is also to make sure that opposite color doesn't cross his face. If, for example, one of the other defenders is showing first before Lundy gets there, the guy he's assigned to, then you got to block him, all right? Don't let opposite color cross your face, because if you do, and they're there before the person that you're assigned to, they have a better chance of blowing up the play, and you don't want that to happen. And again, Haynes, he's going to follow Haas based on that block and also on Rutledge's block, and that's what he would do if that's the look that he gets. So I want you to pay attention to this play, and what I want you to do is I want you to take a look at Jones. Wrong color here. I want you to look at Jones. I want you to watch what he does on this play. So let's go ahead and run it, and we'll go from there. Get the motion, ball snapped. And he starts squeezing down. Jones starts squeezing down, and Rutledge looks like he's going to try and do the seal block, but he falls down, right? He falls down. And so because he falls down, I think he confuses Jones, because Jones is like, what do I do? Jones just kind of attacks him and falls down. Now, the thing about it is Rutledge doesn't fall backwards into the backfield. So Haas, who is following behind him, is not going to get caught up on Rutledge too much. He's still able to get to the outside, block Lundy, who's then able, because he blocks Lundy, that allows Haynes to get to the outside and upfield for a 9-yard gain. One other thing I want you guys to pay attention to is how Graham and Lundy take on their blocks as linebackers. Are they getting the full extension? Are they able to get off? 71 kind of gets away with the hold there. Jordan Brown, I think the hands are to the outside, but that's not called. I think that's a hold right there, but okay. But the blocks are made. They're not able to get off as much. But again, because the play is going to the outside, it's a little bit harder for Graham to come off of the block and get over. And Lundy, he doesn't do as good a job as he probably could have to get off the block right there as he gets caught up with Haas. And that's why it's a 9-yard gain. Now, we're going to go ahead and contrast that with how Georgia Tech plays, and we're going to show Georgia Tech's first clip here in this video of them playing counter. And what I want you to do is I want you to pay attention to our defensive end here. That is number 8, I believe. The gold jerseys kind of confused me a little bit. It's a little hard. But it looks like it's, as we look at the roster here, Makia Scott, who is the defensive end. And he is going to actually go ahead and, hold on just a second. He's going to actually go ahead and he's going to shoot out here just like this, actually, and avoid being blocked by the left tackle. And I just want you to watch what he does. I also want you to watch what Effords does. He is a man amongst boys playing right there today during this game. What Efford does, he goes ahead and let's just watch him taking on the block by the left tackle as well. So let's go ahead and run the play. And I want you to watch, again, the difference on how we get from Scott compared to what we got in the prior play by FSU. Efford makes the tackle on this play because he just stands up the left tackle. Just watch. Comes off, bam, stands him up, able to get that leverage, get underneath. But part of the reason he's able to make that tackle is because Scott basically blows up the play. Yes, Scott jumps to the outside, but then watch this. Notice how he doesn't wait. He's going to shoot inside. He's going to attack both blockers. Generally speaking, just so you guys understand, when you're squeezing and you see a puller coming towards you, you're going to squeeze down and you're going to try and punch into him. You can either punch into him, squeeze it down, close down the hole, make it tight so that the back can't hit up inside of that block by the pulling guard or the pulling tackle or whoever, by the puller. So you're squeezing it down and you're taking it on and you're blowing that up so that it forces the back to bounce outside. Or let's say this is counter, just like this. That second puller isn't able to go up the hole. They're kind of caught up. And you're going to see that happen a lot more as we go through clips of Georgia Tech defensive ends basically blowing up both blockers to where the back has nowhere to go. So on this play, because basically Scott is attacking both blockers, he is making sure that even if the running back bounces to the outside, let's say our running back bounces to the outside, well, he's got no one to lead block for him, and his teammate can come up and make the tackle if needs be because he's standing right there. Instead, he forces the play back to the inside where his teammates are, and we get the tackle by effort because of that, right? He stands up, boom, play. It becomes a 3-yard gain. The backside chase is able to come. It basically blows up the play. Now we're going to go back to how Florida State's playing against it, just so you guys can see. And excuse me, I forgot one other thing. When you're squeezing down, there's 2 ways to attack. You can squeeze down and punch, or you can do what's called the wrong arm technique. Wrong arm technique, you're going to come under, and then you're going to punch, and you're going to basically blow up that player who's trying to seal you so that you can blow him up, and then also the following puller. Or if it's just him, you blow him up, and you're standing in the hole where the back's trying to go, and the back is going to be caught up by you. And either you've blown up the blocking, so the back, even if he bounces, has no one to help him, or you're standing in the hole making the tackle. So there's 2 ways, squeeze and wrong arm. Florida State's not doing either. They're not doing either. So when people say, well, they're not being physical, they're also not using good technique. So you can kind of see there on this play, and let's go back right here. We're going to get washed down, pulled around by Rutledge and Haas, and notice no one's there to beat them. So they're able to get downfield and make a block, and it's a good play for them here with regards to it. So again, fake pitch, but notice we're not getting an attack at the point by the defenders for Florida State. They're just letting the pullers get to their spots that they need to on the play. And we're going to go take a look at another play here. Now, this is the play where number 15, Taj Butler, shoots the gap and makes the tackle. But what I want you to watch is, in reality, our defensive end right here. I want you to watch what he does on this play because, again, remember I said you're trying, if you're seeing that, you're trying to blow up the blockers to really kind of blow up where the running back can go. He's going to come up. He's going to be aggressive. Notice how he's pushing up field against the pulling guard to really blow up the tight end. And yes, Butler shoots the gap and makes the play. But let me go ahead and rewind, run the play again for you guys so you can see when he takes this on, notice he's got both guys engaged. He's got the tight end, guard engaged, and look who's sitting right here. Back goes inside. Hey, Effort's standing right here, but Effort's not being engaged as well. So if the back bounces to the outside, Efford can chase. You've also got your corner right here who can chase, who's got outside leverage on the tight end. It's a 2-for-1 basically right here for Georgia Tech, where they have blown up the blocking so that the back has nowhere to go. He's going to bounce to the outside, or if he cuts inside, there's no one to lead block, and it's going to be no gain. Taj Butler makes a hell of a play. This play is blown up no matter which way. Even if they get Butler, I don't think this play goes for any gain. And again, we're going to go ahead and show you the difference. I want you to watch Patrick Payton, who's number 11 down here for Florida State. I want you to watch. Does he squeeze? Does he wrong arm? What does he do? And you're going to see the difference. And you're going to see that it's actually kind of embarrassing a little bit because Rutledge isn't even going to go to him. Rutledge is just going to be like, well, you left such a big gap there. I'm just going to lead up on the plate. And it's actually Haas who blocks Payton. And yes, the corner is going to be the one to make the tackle. But notice, it's still a 5 to 6 yard gain on this play because, again, you've got to squeeze. Payton needs to squeeze here. He needs to close this down because if he blows this up, then Lundy, who's right here, can go ahead, come over, scrape over, help make the tackle. Corner can come up, force against that back if the back has to bounce to the outside. But none of that happens. And so instead, it's right up the middle, good run, and you're getting a good gain still on this play. And then on the next play, you're going to see it even more pronounced, okay? So it's a 3-3 tight kind of a look right here by Florida State. And I want you to watch Graham right here. Watch him. Does he squeeze or does he stay wide? Well, he stays wide. That allows number 67, and let me make sure I got his number for you guys. Number 67, Joe Fusili. Hopefully I said that right. Joe Fusil. He's going to kick out, and you're going to have Haas leading up again, and then Chad Alexander's going to get a nice big gain. So let's rewind it. I know I paused. I'm sorry. Run the play again. The kick out. Haas leads up. Patrick Payton's not able to get there in time from behind, and it's a big gain. Let's rewind again. And we'll stop right about here. If instead Graham just stays squeezing, let's say he comes in and he squeezes down and attacks on Joe, he's going to help blow up the play because then Haas is chasing behind. Haas, he can help blow up the play against Haas. And instead, because he doesn't, and let me rewind, let me go forward a little bit, because he stays outside, now what do we have? We have this is the hole right here. He's giving up the hole. Now, defensive end needs to do a better job against being blocked, yes, but you can help yourself out. You've got your safety to help flow outside and help come down on the play as well. But instead, he's a little late on attacking, and because of that, it allows Chad Alexander and Haas to get up, the cut up. Also allows Chad Alexander to cut up. So here, let's take a look again. We're going again, alternating between plays. Here is Georgia Tech. And Georgia Tech is kind of running a line style here. They're running the line to the left, and it looks like the backers are going to, the line's going to the right, backers are going to the left. But here's the play. Come down. Notice how he attacks. Again, coming inside, going to attack. He actually takes both players. I think that's actually a pretty poor job by Florida State's offensive line there. One of them just should have left. But, we get tight end, pulling guard, blows them up. Both of them are blocked. Who's going to pick up effort? Right? It's a quarterback counter lead with a running back. Running back can pick up one guy, but he can't pick up two. And because both blockers are blown up by the defensive end, well, guess what? There's nowhere to go. Play's blown up. There's nowhere to go. There's no gain. It's a great play by Georgia Tech. Now another play. Here's Georgia Tech on offense. It's a motion counter. Now look, we get a little bit more of an attack right here, but it's not enough to blow up the play. Haas is smart enough to get around. He's going to get up on Graham, seal that off, and that allows King to get around for first down. So that is the kind of stuff that you're seeing, right? We've got to be more aggressive. Come see it. It's a more aggressive take, but you've got to get upfield. You've got to basically force this play to the inside tight and basically blow up the second blocker right there. It's a wraparound, and it's a big gain with the quarterback, okay? Here we go again. Same thing. Coming off, blow up. There's nowhere to go. I mean, there is just nowhere to go. The blockers are being attacked. They're being sealed off. Aggressiveness. This is where you could say lack of physicality, but the technique, again, by Georgia Tech being used is really good. You can't, people will say, well, the box is stacked. Everybody's in tight, yes, but so is the offensive players. This is just a good job. Safety steps up. He would have been there to make the tackle anyway because the receiver doesn't go block the safety. Receiver's a little slow getting up to where he needs to be to block that safety because safety shoots down, but he doesn't go block him. But again, the technique by Georgia Tech, they are taking on the blockers and they're blowing it up. They're stuffing them back into the hole where the running back is wanting to go. And this is going to be the final one that I'm going to show. We're just going to show the first half. On the last drive, I think Georgia Tech ran 3 or 4 counters because they knew that Florida State just didn't stop it. I want you to watch Peyton again. Still giving up the inside. He comes upfield, get the kick out block, lead up, and King is able to get up inside. It's quarterback counter. Lead up, bang, get out by the tight end, by Hawes. Lead up for King, right? You're giving it up. You are creating the hole. Down block. Squeeze that. Blow that up. Right? You squeeze, you blow that up. Now you're really kind of messing up the play. You're freeing up for your backers to flow over. Instead, again, Lundy's getting blocked. Oh, no, that's not Lundy. Excuse me. That's not Lundy. But your linebacker is getting blocked. And he's not able to step up, help on the play. Okay? That is the difference right now, as you can see. And then he finally here, this is just before the half. This rated a tougher field goal for Florida State. I want you to watch up top. This is like the most perfect example of blowing up a play by a defensive end. Okay, watch. See how he's blowing up and squeezing in? There's nowhere for the back to go. So Toafili has to go ahead and bounce it to the outside. And look, there's no one blocking. Excuse me here. There's no one blocking for him out there. All the help comes up to make the tackle, and it's a 2-yard loss. I mean, guys, just so you guys understand, 2 to 3 yard loss. There's nothing here on this play. It's blown up. There's nowhere for the back to go. Toafili can't fit in there. Both of them are blown up, and now all the help to the outside is able to make the tackle. So, guys, that's the difference right there. That's one of the differences in this game. It's just the technique that was used. Hopefully, I've shown you how Georgia Tech was able to use technique to be aggressive, to blow up the pulling players, to help themselves out with the run game. And hopefully it helps you understand what the difference is. Florida State has to fix this for the next game. Because I'd run counter against them all game long if that's how they're going to play against the counter run. So just wanted to show that to you, give you that little bit of coaching with regards to it. Hopefully you found this video interesting. If you did, please make sure to leave a like. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you enjoy this type of content, please make sure to subscribe so that you can make sure to keep on top and get these breakdowns of not just this. We'll do the NFL as well. We'll also probably have some more college football videos. I'm trying to show you guys the stuff, the techniques within the game so that you can understand it a little bit better. Have a great rest of the day. We'll see you next time, though, as we enter into week 1 of the 2024 season. Have a great rest of the day. I do want to recognize the members of this channel at the booster level and above for their support. If you wish to have your name in a video just like this, make sure to check out the join link in the description below. Here on the end screen, you can see that there's another recommended video. Make sure to click that and watch it. Also, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on any future breakdown videos. I hope you have a great rest of the day.